Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining us tonight, Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. And reporting from the sidelines, our very own David Aldridge. D.A., it's all yours.
Well, the writing was on the wall for the end of the grit and grind era in Memphis. So Mike Conley, the Grizzlies' all-time leader in points, assists, three-pointers, and games played, knew it was time for him to part ways with the organization. And joining Utah, Conley is on a team with a chance to once again compete deep into the playoffs. Kevin, he's a significant upgrade for the Jazz.
You're right, D.A., a big lift for their offense. And he defends, too. Doris, the depth of talent for these two teams, a real point of pride for both.
Well, I think both of these front offices take extraordinary pride, Kevin, in their ability to surround their star players, and you have to have stars. But the key is the guys around them. What is their fit? Do they complement the stars' greatest attributes? That is the measure of a great front office.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. We've got Marcus Morris, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Ibaka in at the 5 down low. And for the Jazz, Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. Bogdanovich out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's O'Neal in at the 3 spot. Now here's Conley. Now Mitchell. No good. Shot missing. Excellent D there from George. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Now, Kawhi Leonard makes dunks look easy. That ball looks like a grapefruit in his hands.
Conley feeling it out. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. Utah shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. What's up? And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
And the signing of Bojan Bogdanovich, a great move for the Jazz. With his shooting, more spacing for Gobert and Mitchell to operate, he's capable of creating shots on his own as well.
Now here's Gobert. Real disappointing game for him in that loss to Oklahoma City. And the pass to Mitchell. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Conley. From outside the arc. Drops in the tray.
Well, to me, it's critical that Mitchell continue to focus on hitting the guys who are open. We know he can score the ball.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Leonard against O'Neal. Ibaka outside. On the wing, Morris. O'Neal with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Kicks it to Conley. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Here's Mitchell. A three-pointer, no good. Now the Clippers with it. Pushing it up. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist from Leonard.
Well, Kawhi Leonard's passing skills have developed over the years, and if you give him that much attention, he'll find his teammates.
Conley against Beverley. 13 feet away. Second shot opportunity, and it's finished off inside by Gobert.
Boy, his hard work on the offensive glass, earning an additional opportunity.
And Beverley kicks to Ibaka. Leonard on the wing. Outside, George. Pass to Morris. Over in the corner, Beverley. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
I really like how Marcus Morris plays within the offense. This guy is so solid at recognizing when he should give it up.
Now here's Conley. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
And let's not forget about the assist. This guy as a playmaker was a driving force for that offense.
And the D getting outwork there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
Greg, you have got to put a body on somebody. We talk about it ad nauseum, but you've got to be disciplined with the box outs.
Leonard, no luck. Utah's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. O'Neal dishes to Conley. Trying to get open is Bogdanovic. Conley gets the bucket. Conley's got 5 now.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Here's Leonard. Lays it up and banks it in. Leonard's got his second basket of the night.
Now, this is a small forward who, because he's 230 pounds, can hold his own down in the low post. That is nicely done.
Baca against Bogdanovic. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Utah with the ball. Gobert the pass to Conley. Hits the three-point bomb. He's got 8. Clippers trail by 5. Leonard attacking. O'Neal with the defensive effort.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
Conley against Beverly. Conley kicks to Mitchell. 6 to shoot. Over George. And it's Mitchell missing.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Beverly with the ball. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Warriors in San Francisco. From deep three-point range. No good that time. And Utah the other way now. Last time they met was in Los Angeles, where they beat the Clippers.
Yeah, proficiency from range, away from home, much easier said than done. They played a terrific ball game.
And I think it was clear, Greg, that their plan was to attack from the three-point line, and it worked to perfection.
George against Mitchell. Outside Conley. 5 to shoot. From deep. And the Jazz another 3.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range. And the Utah fans known league-wide for their passion.
This is a very tough place to get a win on the road, Greg. You know that as well as anyone. You've got the elevation, second highest in the league, and as you mentioned, those fans are loud, proud, and passionate.
Now here's Leonard. Against Golden State, he was really on his game.
Yeah, good job. Just staying alert there, snatching up that long rebound.
His first shot coming late. No good on the shot. And Morris has got the ball here for the Clippers. 8-point game. A nice shot by George.
How about Paul George? Puts it on the deck, uses that explosive quickness. This guy is really hard to contain.
Outside Bogdanovic. To the inside. O'Neal against Leonard. O'Neal passes to Bogdanovic. Here's Mitchell. Off target from three-point range.
Boy, at some point you've got to realize there might be a better option standing next to you. This guy has not made one basket in this period.
Now, here's George. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Warriors in San Francisco.
Well, you also have to credit the way he controlled the pace of the game and was able to create for his teammates.
Here is Conley. Paul George making his last shot. And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Clarkson, he's checked in for the Jazz. Los Angeles on D, trailing by 4. Baca against Gobert. 6 on the shot clock. He dishes it to O'Neal. From 17 feet out. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Outside Leonard. Back to Beverly. Outside, George. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And Beverly kicks to Ibaka. Misses the three. Utah leading by 4. Now here's Conley. He's got 11. Pass to Clarkson. Over Ibaka. Kicks it out to Bogdanovich. The pass to O'Neal. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
Now a chance to see the numbers for George. Great showing for him last season. First in steals, and of course one of the game's truly elite scorers with the second most points per game in the league.
And as you said, first in steals last season. You have to say he's the best ball hawk in the league right now. It may not even be close. Now here is George. He's off on that one. A D by Bogdanovich. Utah's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And it seems like Jordan Clarkson may have found his niche, Greg, as instant offense coming off the bench.
A perfect fit for a scoring-minded combo guard. Clarkson able to create his own shot and comfortable pulling from all 3 levels.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And this is what we've been waiting for all summer long, all off season long. After many months, Doris, basketball is finally back.
And what's incredible, Kevin, is the NBA's popularity just continues to grow. There's worldwide enthusiasm. The NBA players represent the league so well, and my goodness gracious, can they play some basketball?
Interesting how now the league, Doris, is commanding the calendar all year round. It used to be such a seasonal game. Now it's 365 days a year.
So many storylines throughout the course of the summer. Who's playing where and with whom?
It's good.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Up top, Gobert. Ibaka with some nice D.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
Free throw good from Kawhi Leonard. And he's known as the Claw, Kawhi Leonard, Doris, with some of the biggest hands in the NBA.
Well, consider, Kevin, that hand is over 11 inches from thumb to pinky. That's 52% wider than the normal hand. Basically, his hands correspond to a person who would be almost 9 feet tall. Incredible.
And he makes both free throws. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have 2 elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
Now here's Williams, following the miss by Michael Conley. They get it back. Williams finds Leonard. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. Here on the 2K leaderboard are the rebounding leaders from a season ago. 4th, Rudy Gobert.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
Conley against Williams. Lets it go from deep. Conley's shot is off. For the Utah Jazz, they come in off a loss to the Thunder. Williams passes to Morris. And Morris throws it down.
Mr. Morris leaves no doubt.
Utah has gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. Conley kicks to Clarkson. Conley into the lane. He hits it from 9. Conley's got 13.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Pass to Leonard. Stolen by O'Neal. Pass break. Here come the Jazz. Here's Bogdanovich. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Kevin, very hard to stop Bogdanovich. He's excellent at keeping his follow-through despite taking the contact. Boy, when you talk to his teammates and his coaching staff, Bojan Bogdanovich, one of the toughest guys you'll see in the league. He doesn't say much, kind of stays to himself, but boy, when the ball goes up, does this guy compete.
The Jazz making a switch here. Ingles is checked in.
What's up?
Free throw good, Bogdanovich. And growing up a young child in the violence of Croatia during the Yugoslav wars, Doris, Bogdanovich said it affected everyone.
Not only that, Kevin, but think about it. This is a young man who at 16 years of age left his home on his own to go play pro basketball in Madrid. And what does it translate to? Well, he can now speak 4 languages. I'll tell you this, Bogey knows a thing or two about resiliency.
And it's Conley with the ball for the Utah Jazz. Leading by 5. Another miss by Utah. LA's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Kennard's shot is off. And Utah has possession. There's 45 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Now, here's Clarkson. He's guarded closely, and it's good for 2.
Well, we understand that Jordan Clarkson is strong enough to take contact and continue through to play. Nice aggressiveness.
Now here's Williams. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Morris. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And he's got his first free throw of the game. And he knocks down the first one.
You know, there's a toughness and an energy about Marcus Morris that elevates any team he plays for. This guy is an incredible teammate.
And Morris drops them both. 24 seconds left in the first quarter. Williams against Conley. Pocket 6. Passes it to Clarkson. Gobert.
Well, you have to want to be a good defensive player, and Marcus Morris has committed to being more effective and aggressive contesting shots. That's nice.
And so it's Mike Conley making highlights for the Utah Jazz. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all, and he looks to be planning for more. Right back after this break. It wasn't an immediate star turn for Mike Conley in the NBA. He talked about that journey.
the ups and downs of injuries and early on in my career not being able to be consistent enough to be considered a top guard in the league, and making myself work that much harder to get my game to a level where I feel that I can compete against anybody in the league. And that's what I'm most proud of, is just being able to withstand that.
Great work ethic is the key. Conley stayed at it.
And a player that's known for keeping his composure, that helps also. He weathered those early challenges and just stayed positive.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
I know it's early, but all those three-pointers, boy, do they add up.
And that's what has them ahead in this game. Their floor spacing has been just tremendous.
Here are the five the Clippers have to start the second. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Williams. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Kennard in at the 2. He's off on the first. And with this summer's acquisition of Mike Conley, Greg, the Utah Jazz hoping to make a step in the West.
And really, Mike Conley, their best point guard since they traded away Darren Williams back in 2011. Alongside Bogdanovic, a big upgrade offensively, and he can hold his own on the defensive side as well.
Good on the second free throw. If you were coaching, Doris, and you could run your offense through any center in the game, and let's take guys that are playing right now, because we can go back in history and the names are endless. Who would you run your offense through at that position?
Probably a guy that the casual NBA fan is not as knowledgeable about as they should be, Kevin, and that's Nikola Jokic. This is a young, early 20-year-old who may be the best passer out of the post position that we've seen in a generation. Jokic is a guy who can handle the ball from three-point territory. He can take it off the window and initiate your offense. They run him like a point center, and it's appropriate because he's unselfish and gifted as a passer.
Gifted, great word to use. You're right. That free throw missing. And over the course of his career, Mike Conley taking on more and more of the leadership mantle.
He's embraced it, Kevin, and he said letting his hair down was a way of letting go and just being confident in himself.
He hits the second from the line.
And already over a decade in the league for Mike Conley. He never got past the numbers game to make the All-Star team in the crowded Western Conference, but make no mistake about it, Conley is star caliber.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
And Williams is sort of the classic instant offense guy. Whether he's coming off the bench or starting, he can provide a spark whenever they need one.
The Clippers have shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
And he makes the first. And Greg, you talked to Conley, he'll admit he's been frustrated trying to break through and get that recognition.
Still, the way he plays the game, not focused on his individual numbers, unselfish, and focused on what the team needs to win.
And both free throws good for Lou Williams.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we know about Lou Williams' story. The 3-time Sixth Man of the Year may be undersized, but he keeps finding angles to score. Williams said, "I can't shoot straight up. I've always played crooked. It's weird, but it's something I've developed. Fading away from guys. I have bigger defenders on me, and it's just about creating space." Kevin, even well into his 30s, Lou Will still does it as well as anybody.
I would totally agree, David. He is always deadly. Thank you.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Clarkson occupying that instant offense role, Doris. Jordan Clarkson able to get his shot anytime.
No doubt, Kevin. He's a little bit of a streaky scorer. The challenge is on the defensive end. That's where he has to really improve if he's going to stay on the floor and impact winning.
And both free throws good for Clarkson.
The one thing with Clarkson, sometimes he can get a little out of control, and he does a tremendous job creating offense and putting himself in a position to attack.
Now here's Leonard. On the wing, Morris. He's covered by Bogdanovich. Leonard attacking, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
As unassuming as he looks sometimes, Kawhi Leonard finishes with authority off the dribble.
Clarkson looking for an opening. Baseline jumper. Jump shot is good that time. Clarkson's got 8 points.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
And Greg, you know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Here's Leonard. Good, great play by Williams to set it up. 13 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard's length lets him play bigger than his size.
Here's Conley. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Jazz lead by 5.
What a great shooting performance. His percentage is outstanding.
And for the Clippers, they're shooting well. 50% from the floor. Kennard, the pass to Williams. Over Conley. Rebounded by the Jazz. Gobert's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Pass to Ingles. Now Clarkson. He's covered by Leonard. Clarkson passes to Gobert. Here's Clarkson. 8 points for him. Conley with the 3. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound.
He started the game scorching the Nets from deep. 3 triples in the first period, but none here in the second.
Morris with the bucket.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Conley against Williams. Conley kicks to Clarkson. The pass to Ingles. Bogdanovich against Morris. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Ingles. Let's take a look at last year's leading shot blockers. You don't want one of these guys in front of you when you're coming down the lane. Rudy Gobert, 3rd.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
Bounce pass from Williams. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And Leonard has it in the corner. And the officials call a traveling violation.
And now a look at Rudy Gobert here. Great showing for him last season. 1st in shooting percentage, 3rd in blocks, and one of the league's most ferocious rebounders, always working. He was top 5 in that category.
And last year he really was the poster boy for scoring efficiency. You could count on one hand the number of bad shots he took. Here's Conley. Not going to go that time. Good work defensively by Morris. Last outing for the Clippers, they won that game against Golden State. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And Kennard came into the league viewed mostly as a shooter, but he's been able to provide much more than that.
I mean, better than you think when he puts the ball on the floor. Learning how to lean into defenders and step back to open up the shot is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and we should see him take on a larger role as he develops.
And the first one drops. Of course, you've seen a lot of these big men come and go in this league. Who would you say right now is the most complete big man in the NBA?
Well, two guys come to my mind immediately, and that's Joel Embiid, who I think probably could be more efficient with his three-point shooting, but is still enough of a threat that you have to guard him out there. They enter the ball through him in the post, and he can be a dominant scorer. He can also put it on the deck. And then Anthony Davis, who you could say all of those attributes that Joel Embiid has, the Brow has as well. Those are two of the most complete, dominant, two-way big men in today's game.
Now, here's Clarkson. 9 points last game out, and it's good, 2 points.
Well, Jordan Clarkson loves the offensive end, and he's in the flow on that drive. That's nice.
Williams passes to Leonard. Over Ingles. And the shot is good. The Utah lead has been cut down to 1 in the bucket from Leonard.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it. Listen, he can make that shot right there, but I do know they have other options they can go to.
Ingles up top. He's guarded by Williams. Here's Clarkson. Off target with his 3. For the Utah Jazz, they come in off a loss to the Thunder in Oklahoma City. So they take the lead. And the Clippers lead by 1.
Well, primarily known as a scorer, Kawhi Leonard using his playmaking skills to set up his teammates there.
Fires from 14. They get it back. Clarkson. Banked in off the glass. Clarkson's got 12 points in the game.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Moutier against Williams. Outside Leonard. Shoots. That one off the back iron and out. And it's Moutier with the ball. He brings it up with a chance. Top of the key, Clarkson. The basket good off the assist from Moutier. And now a 3-point Utah lead.
Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
Pass to Leonard. Over Ingles. And Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Well, we know this about Kawhi Leonard. He can score at all 3 levels, taking advantage of the mid-range game there.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
The Jazz have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8.
And team stats last season, 74% shooting, so some numbers that they can definitely improve upon.
Shoot 2.
The first free throw is good. O'Neal's checked in for Bogdanovich. Jackson, he's checked in for the Clippers. And both free throws good for Clarkson.
Well, the Jazz's Quinn Snyder has become one of the most respected head coaches in the league. And think, guys, a player poll even had him ranked 7th among coaches they'd like to play for. And consider he's in Utah. That is not exactly a free agent destination.
That one goes in, and it's 6 points for George.
This is one of Paul George's go-to shots. His confidence and ability to rise and fire quickly from the mid-range, crucial.
Gobert dishes to Moutier. Stolen by Jackson. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And George with the stuff.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
And Doris, what is it, do you think, about Quinn Snyder that gives rise to that respect?
Well, you think about it. He played the game at a high level, of course, collegiately at Duke. He has paid his dues as a coach. He's got tremendous intellect for the game. And there's this growth mindset with him. He's always looking at himself. How can I get better?
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Now here's Gobert. Here's Moutier, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Here's Leonard. Ingles with the rebound.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
Clarkson kicks to Moutier. Back to Clarkson. Gobert the pass to Clarkson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. That's on Reggie Jackson.
Jordan Clarkson tends to draw a lot of contact. If you look at his career, he doesn't end up at the free throw line as often as you'd think.
Shooting two.
The first one falls. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the basement.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And
wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
I remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. And here's Jackson. He's coming off a 16-point game against Golden State. Shot clock at 6. Here's Williams. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. Williams has got the lead up to 3 now for the Clippers.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
Passes it to Gobert. He kicks it to O'Neal. Pass to Ingles. Over Leonard. The Jazz again can't hit it. Los Angeles leading by 3. The drive by Jackson. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Moutier pass to Gobert. Clarkson against Williams. And that one good from Clarkson. Clarkson's got 20 points.
Well, Jordan Clarkson can be a little bit streaky at times, but right now this guy is on fire.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Now here's Moutier. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And Gobert kicks to Clarkson. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Lou Williams.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
Shooting two.
Free throw good. Clarkson. And for the last half decade, Reggie Jackson has been good for about 15 points a game.
And that is about the consistency you can expect from Jackson. He's always been a talent. The key for him is just staying on the floor.
Davis is checked in for Joe Ingles. And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time.
And love how he's getting himself to the line this quarter. If he keeps it up, it'll end up creating some foul problems on the other side, and that can always help a team's cause.
Now here is Ibaka. The pass to Williams. Score the basket is third after 5 shots.
Boy, have they gotten hot here in the second quarter. No wonder they're in front.
Clarkson against Williams. Now here's Clarkson. Not a lot of room. Moutier against Leonard. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Here's the list of players who had the most steals in the NBA last season. Paul George on top.
There were so many nights when he controlled the game through his defense. Not a surprise to see him ranked at the top.
Jackson against Moutier. Leonard, no luck. Jazz trail by 5. Moutier with the ball. Leonard picks him up. Moutier kicks to Clarkson. They double him with George. Some dishes to Gobert. Back to Clarkson. Just 5 on the clock. Here's the triple. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka. Ibaka's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Pass to Jackson. Leonard with the ball. He's guarded by Davis. Williams for 3. He can't get it to go. And so it's Moutier with it. They'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. It's a 5-point game.
Well, I'm telling you, this guy is doing everything he can to get them where they want to be. He's been on a mission in this period.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Jackson against Moutier. 11 seconds left in the second quarter. Ball's knocked loose. Now O'Neal. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Los Angeles on top, up by 3. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions about the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. The story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. He ended up with 19 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 assists. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes at every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
And Shaq, how'd you think the Jazz were playing?
What impressed me the most was the effort they put into the offensive glass. Second chance points really added up for them. Fighting through box outs, battling for position, they owned the offensive boards.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You gotta like what Jordan Clarkson has done in this game.
And the way he goes at defenders, he is bound to get to the line just like he did there in that first half.
I have to love his tenacity. This guy stays in attack mode, makes defenders work, tries to keep them off balance.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Clippers leading by 3. Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. O'Neal is out there with Bogdanovich. And it's Gobert in at the center. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz.
Well, Kawhi Leonard's starting to percolate, guys. You may want to start checking this guy.
Now here's Conley. Pass to Mitchell. Takes the 3. Here's Gobert. Stolen by George. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Finished off the break. Leonard's got the lead up to 7 outs for Los Angeles.
How about the focus and locked-in nature of Kawhi Leonard? My goodness.
Conley against Beverly. Conley the pass to Mitchell. Lets it go from 14. The shot's good.
I'll tell you cannot fault the defensive effort. Donovan Mitchell is just so good at keeping his concentration through a great contest.
The 3 from George. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
Wow, what a start. 3 for 3. Terrific play calling. Everything clicking out of the gates here.
Pass to O'Neal. And here is Conley. He's covered by Leonard. And Gobert kicks to Bogdanovich. Dishes to O'Neal. And here's Conley outside. Offensive rebound. Mitchell wide open. Again, Mitchell missing.
Well, trying to find themselves in the second half here. Just 1 for 4 from the field. Can someone in the group get hot? Let's see.
George finds Beverly. Leonard on the wing. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. And now it's a 10-point Los Angeles lead. Jazz have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room with the break. Mitchell in the corner. Fires the 3. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Mitchell's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, the defense so concerned about the dribble drive ability of Donovan Mitchell, but boy, you better contest as well.
Bounce pass from Beverly. Here's Leonard. That one doesn't drop. The Jazz go the other way with it. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
You know what I love about Donovan Mitchell? He is just as great off the court as he is on. This guy is engaging. He's self-aware. He is the real deal.
And with his dad working with Major League Baseball players, Mitchell was rubbing elbows with guys making millions. He saw some players who stayed humble and others who didn't. And you know what, Doris? I think it made an impression.
And I think, Kevin, if you listen to Donovan, he talks about how his parents impressed upon him the importance of how you treat people. So even with all the success, it's not going to this young man's head. He is so grounded.
Here is Conley. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Gobert with it. Kicks it to Mitchell. Knocked away. Stolen by George. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Leonard with the ball. And that one, good. And now it's an 8-point Los Angeles lead.
I'll tell you, this lead's not going anywhere with this guy making plays. What a quarter.
Conley, the pass to Bogdanovich. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
How about the intensity of Bogdanovich? A superb dunk off the drive.
Beverly feeling it out a bit. From 17 feet out, here's Ibaka, and there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Ibaka's got his first 2 points. Jazz trail by 8. Here's Conley. That shot misses. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. From deep, George. Rebound by Mitchell. Jazz have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Conley the pass to O'Neal. And it's sent back by George.
Paul George, tremendous vertical. Kevin, how fast does he get off his feet?
To the middle. Here's Mitchell. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Mitchell's got 10 points in just the second half.
I'll tell you, despite this guy's strong play in this period, they're still behind. Someone else has got to step up.
It's George on the wing. He kicks it to Beverly from past the arc. A rebound by the Jazz. Outside Conley. Here's Gobert. He gets that one. Now just a 4-point Clipper lead.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
From deep, George. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Jazz have gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter. On the wing, Mitchell. Defended by George. Mitchell against George. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Was there any steal in the 2017 draft bigger than Donovan Mitchell? My goodness, guys. Utah looks like they found a franchise player with him.
I mean, to see a player his age come in and just be an elite scorer is impressive. Very explosive in transition, but also in the half court. Reminds you a bit of Westbrook or a young D Wade with how he plays.
And he knocks down the first one.
Boy, you have to admire Donovan Mitchell. This guy is capable of playing either guard position, and he plays with so much passion and energy, guys. It's infectious.
Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Utah. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Kennard, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And Mitchell drops them both. And here is Los Angeles now. They've led by as much as 10. And that one's good. George has got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, just solid work in the painted area. Paul George, quality look, excellent decision.
Beverly against Conley. And there's the pass to Mitchell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Tries from 10. That one a little long. Clippers leading by 4. Here's George. Again, Los Angeles.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Conley against Beverly. Conley kicks to Mitchell. Here's Gobert. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Latrey. Utah with the rebound. Gobert's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Has to come. There's the dish to Mitchell. Puts it up from 12. Tips it up. And there's Gobert putting it right back in. Gobert's got 8.
You know that old expression, you can't teach size, but Gobert's showing great effort as well. I love that he creates second chance opportunities.
Now here's Beverly. Passes it to George. Over Gobert. That's good for George on the assist by Beverly. Beverly's got 3 assists in the game. Jazz trail by 6. Now here's Conley. 16 points for him. Here's Mitchell. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
You know, you have to like that he's still getting quality touches and delivering now after getting blanked in the first half.
a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
Now, here's George. 19 points in the game. Pulls from the top of the key. The shot, no good. And Utah the other way now. Here's Ingles. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Morris against Conley. Here's Mitchell. Again, the Jazz score.
You know, put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
And here's Beverly. Pass to Morris. He dishes it to George. Back to Morris. Gobert with the block.
Let's remember that the 7-foot frame includes a 7'9" wingspan. Rudy Gobert, the Stifle Tower, doing work.
And a moment to check out now what Utah has coming up. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the New Orleans Pelicans. And then on Saturday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. And that drops, so they now lead by 1. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, this is why you hate to lose momentum. It can be hard to get it back.
While we have a second, let's go to the 2K leaderboard for a list of the league's top shooters from last season. Rudy Gobert, number 1.
He didn't miss many easy chances last year, and he made the most of the tough ones as well. What a fantastic percentage.
Beverly against Conley. The 3 from George. Drills it from outside. George has got 12 points in just the second half.
You've got to be prepared on the catch to release quickly, and Paul George does that as well as anyone in the league.
Conley against Beverly. Mitchell outside. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
Boy, still a dependable shot blocker. That is what got Serge Ibaka playing time at the beginning of his career. Nice.
And that one's good. Beverly. Now it's a 4-point Los Angeles lead. Utah's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Conley dishes to Gobert. There's the pass to Ingles. Wide open. Bucket is good.
Well, Rudy Gobert stands 7'1", and he's an unselfish guy. It puts the pass on the money.
George against Ingles. And George, here we go. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
Boy, when you look at the numbers and the impact for Paul George, there is no question he's been in the MVP conversation. The outside shooting, the ability to attack the rim and the force he is on the defensive end, just so impressive.
Shoot 2.
And the first one at the line is good. And Doris with George and his offense last season might have been his best effort yet.
Yeah, Kevin, he had to take on more responsibility on the offensive end, and you could tell he has shot more and more threes. He gives his team a much-needed outside threat. You loved everything Paul George is able to give you.
He's perfect from the line this time.
To think that at one point, after that horrific leg injury, Paul George, there was some doubt whether he could regain the level of play we're accustomed to. But this guy gets better and better.
Now, here's Mitchell, who's got 19. Bogdanovich finds Ingles. Here's Conley, clock at 4. No good on the 3. The 3 from George. But they'll get another chance. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it.
Let's see the stat sheet here on Mike Conley. Coming off a terrific season. Last year averaged 21 points per, 6 assists and 3 rebounds. And with his great passing, he's been a catalyst for their offense, often seeing plays even before they materialize.
There's no doubt about that. Great anticipation, excellent peripheral vision. His talents are really shining through.
Now Davis. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles East cut down to just 2 points from the bucket from Ingles.
I'll tell you, Ingles is just such a pro. This guy is unafraid despite the defense.
Now here's Beverly. Here's Morris. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It goes on Ed Davis. And the ability to stretch the floor from the power forward spot, Doris, becoming almost a requirement. That's worked out well for Marcus Morris.
Boy, when he comes into the league, Kevin, 2011, he was viewed as that classic tweener. That at one point was a negative level. The game has now shifted his direction because of his versatility.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And Utah making a change here. Clarkson's checked in, and Los Angeles making a change here as well. Jackson's checked in. And he sinks the second. 56 seconds left in the third. Mitchell against Jackson. They get the rebound. Davis. No good with the layup. Clippers leading by 3. Jackson with it. Pass to Ibaka. George looking around. Shot clock at 5. Over Ingles. And that one's good. George has got 26 points.
What you love about Paul George is if he understands he's got his game in rhythm, he's going to stay aggressive.
Mitchell against Jackson. Now here's Mitchell. Fires from deep. Misses the shot. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for Los Angeles. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we'll be right back after this. Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Jazz trail by 5. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, the 2 stars, George and Leonard, fill up the forward slots. Patrick Beverly out there with Jackson, and it's Ibaka in at the center, locking down the middle. Now, here's Mitchell. 6 on the shot clock. Bogdanovich left side. 3D that time from Leonard.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
Here's Mitchell. After the basket by Los Angeles. Bogdanovich passes to Mitchell. That ball. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich. 21 points in the game.
Well, it's a level of concentration that has to happen for you to finish through contact. Donovan Mitchell doing work.
Leonard draws the double. Lays it up off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 7.
Well, what a terrific possession. Attack in the painted area.
Clarkson bounce pass. Davis dishes to Mitchell. The Jazz working the ball around now. For 3. Serge Ibaka with the rebound. Ibaka's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Here's George, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
Listen, turnovers happen. You've got to move on to the next play.
Royce O'Neal's checked in for Utah. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Zubac is checked in for Patrick Beverly. Just over a minute and a half played here in the 4th. George against Clarkson. To the paint. Davis looking for an opening. Back to Clarkson. Lets the 3 fly. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 4th rebound in this one. On the wing, Jackson, guarded by O'Neal. Leonard, no luck. Jazz trail by 7. Mitchell left side. Here's Davis. The feed to Bogdanovich. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Leonard's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Now, Kevin, we see Paul George just understands how to use his length and his size. He is such a tough cover close to the basket.
And hard to believe that gruesome injury Paul George suffered, what was it, 5 years ago. Wow.
It's incredible, Kevin, to think for a player to come back from what we expected to be a devastating injury. This is an incredible story for Paul George. He took the time he needed, and consider last year, for much of the season, he was very much involved in that MVP conversation.
First free throw is good. And George drops them both. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Mitchell against Jackson. Mitchell kicks to O'Neal. Back to Mitchell. 3-pointer. They grab their own miss. Davis on the follow.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. Mitchell against Jackson. Inside. Here's George, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul goes against Utah.
Well, make no mistake, Paul George is a physical guy. He will not shy away from contact on these moves.
Shooting 2.
first one falls for him. Lou Williams is checked in for Reggie Jackson. He hits both from the stripe. Here's Clarkson. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Davis, the pass to Clarkson. Mitchell outside. Pulls up, high post. It goes straight through with the switch. Mitchell's got 4 points now in the quarter.
There's a measure of composure with Donovan Mitchell, just so calm and focused, understanding how to manipulate the pick and roll.
Now here's Williams. Feeds it to Leonard. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Williams has got his 4th assist in this one. And so Clarkson will bring it up for the Jazz. Mitchell outside. Back to Clarkson. Over Williams. A putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Dishes it to Ibaka. Right side George. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Bogdanovich. The Clippers grab the miss. Down low, George. And George with the stuff.
Yeah, make no mistake, Paul George is a fierce finisher inside.
Jazz trail by 9. In the corner, it's Clarkson. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Zubac has got 6 rebounds in the game. Leonard draws the double, passes to Zubac, and the dunk by Zubac.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
From 11 feet away, misses off the left iron.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Mitchell finds Bogdanovich. Back to Mitchell. Davis inside, defended by Ibaka. Good. 25 points for Donovan Mitchell.
Well, Donovan Mitchell will beat you inside or out. If you want to do a job defensively, you've got to push him out of the paint.
Williams looking over the floor. Pass to Zubac. There's the dish to George. Fader on the way. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Now the pass to Mitchell. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
Kevin, how fast does Donovan Mitchell get off the ground? My goodness.
Pass to George. George double teamed over to the left wing. Wide open look here for Zubac. And Ibaka slams it in.
Kev, we know this about Serge Ibaka. This guy is a strong presence on the offensive glass. If you don't check him out, you're going to get hurt.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
It's really been a tale of 2 halves, hasn't it, guys? As far as taking care of the basketball, immaculate at halftime, but he's had too many miscues here in the second half.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Davis. And it's Conley in for Jordan Clarkson. Morris is checked in for the Clippers. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 4 assists now tonight. Jazz trail by 13. And here is Conley. Mitchell outside. High post, Gobert. That's tipped. It's stolen by Ibaka. Here's George. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, Kev, you got to love the penetration by Paul George. He's really quick on his feet, and the defense cannot handle him right now.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. We're seeing some great shooters with length, tall players shooting from outside. That seems to be the rage right now. But when you look in your crystal ball, Doris, what might be the next player trend in the NBA?
So we saw the evolution of big men as three-point shooters, men being able to enter the league as sort of back to the basket, consistent rebounding forces out of the post, now stepping away and becoming threats as face-up scorers. To me, one of the most intriguing young players in the league right now is Nikola Jokic. Here's a 7-foot guy who is a tremendous playmaker. His instinct is to pass more than it is to score. So you wonder, is that the next evolution of big men? And then the other thing, Kevin, you are starting to see offensive rebounding went away as a focal point of teams in the NBA. You are starting to see teams go back after the offensive glass. Does that continue?
Second chance is a big statistic, isn't it?
It is.
Still looking for his first triple of the half. He had 3 at the break.
Leonard draws the double. Ibaka finds Leonard. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Just 5 to shoot. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Williams can't get it to go. Jazz trail by 15. Now Mitchell. Conley with it. Outside, Bogdanovich. Fires from deep. They get it again. Gobert. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. And he's now got the double-double. 10 points and 17 rebounds. Williams dishes to Leonard. For the 3. Drills the three-pointer. Leonard's got 7 now in this quarter.
Well, all night he has made an impact at the offensive end. Now he's trying to shut the door.
Conley kicks to Mitchell. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Back to Mitchell. Now, here is O'Neal. And here's Bogdanovich for 3. Connects from three-point range.
Well, this is Bojan Bogdanovich's specialty. You make a 3 on one end, he says, I got your back.
Leonard against O'Neal. He's feeling it. That one drops for him. Leonard's got 38 points.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
That is the competitiveness he brings to the table. Every night you're going to get great effort from him.
Now, here's Mitchell. And slam dunk by Gobert.
Boy, that is just too easy. As Gobert gets this close, forget about it.
O'Neal against Leonard. And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And the move back to his more natural 5 position has rejuvenated Serge Ibaka. More room to operate offensively, and defensively he can stay in the paint where he's effective.
One shot.
Throw good, Serge Ibaka. And Ibaka's shooting ability, Doris, had enabled him to play some power forward, but his mobility was being tested.
Correct, because at Ibaka's size, it's tough to ask him to chase smaller guys around the perimeter. He is much better suited playing inside and protecting the rim. I think you saw that last season.
throw good from George. 1:39 left to play in the final quarter. Conley against Beverly. Let's go. And that one goes long. Clippers leading by 17.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Los Angeles.
You know, their big advantage was points in the paint.
And they found a way to pound the ball inside. And that was working all game long.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Leonard.
He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Now Beverly following the miss by Michael Conley from deep. And here's Beverly. He feeds it to George. And the layup's good off the glass. George has got 41.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question, GA. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Here's Mitchell. And just miss after miss right now.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Now here is George. Clippers moving the ball around, and the shot is good.
Spirited performance. You love to get this kind of win, especially on the road.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where is your team's attitude right now?
Continue to play together, and we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you later. Fantastic backcourt facing off tonight in this one, Smitty. Let me ask you, do you think this is a guard-centric league right now?
Kevin, it is. And no matter how tall you are and what position, pretty much 90% of the guys now can dribble, they can pass, they can shoot. We have guys that are 7-footers that we're calling guards. So I think right now this is a guard-oriented league.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Patrick Beverly out there with Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Ibaka in at the 5 down low. And so Beverly will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
Yeah, in that one, the shot selection wasn't terrible, but they had to tighten it up. It did not happen.
They never really got into a rhythm, despite trying a few different things. Sometimes it's just not your night.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Now here's Leonard. A 23-point game for him in the win against Golden State. O'Neal with the defensive effort.
Meeting right at the rim. He typically converts in those situations. Not this time.
Stolen by George. The pass to Ibaka. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Leonard on the wing, guarded by O'Neal. 6 to shoot. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Morris, no good.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing players move further and further back to create space, but that does make it a tougher shot.
Now, here's Mitchell. 11 points for him in that last game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
And he did great work on the defensive end, too, with 3 steals on the night.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Here's Leonard. Gobert pulls it in.
4 shots, 4 misses, and you can sense a certain frustration building.
O'Neal misses.
A for effort, but when there's that much resistance at the rim, better find another option.
Ibaka outside. Beverly against Mitchell. Leonard, no luck.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Here's Conley. Kicks to Gobert. Doesn't go for him. Ibaka with some nice D. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, you talk about someone who's an absolute piranha on defense, and that is Patrick Beverly. Gives you no room to get comfortable and is a thorn in his assignment side.
And he makes the first. And Smitty, with Beverly and his defense, it's not like he turns it on or off.
Nope, he's always going full speed on defense. It's been his calling card as a player for years now, and it's what he's made his name on in the NBA.
Good on both.
A really good second-round pick out of Arkansas. Beverly fits perfectly in that 3-and-D role.
Conley kicks to Gobert. Mitchell against George. And the rejection by Ibaka. 4-on-3 break. A 3 from Leonard. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
It's been a rough quarter for him. Can't seem to find any kind of rhythm.
Conley dishes to Mitchell. Over Morris. Mitchell's shot is good. Mitchell's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
Donovan Mitchell, he covers every base, even showing the touch from mid-range.
Beverly, the pass to Leonard. That shot off, so Utah will take it the other way. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, earlier I spoke with Quinn Snyder. There's only so much you can do game planning for Paul George. The coach is just as concerned with PG's defense as he is with his scoring. Tremendously long and disruptive. We know that George is as good as they come at the defensive end. Kevin?
Okay, David, much appreciated. Now, here's Beverly, following the miss by Michael Conley. Here's George. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
This is basketball 101. This is the size mismatch you look to create.
Here's Conley. He's coming off a 13-point game against Oklahoma City.
And it wasn't just the scoring. He also impacted the game on the glass. Terrific all-around effort.
Over in the corner, Beverly. Back to Leonard. Over Conley, and it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Beverly. It's a tie ball game.
And how about that exhale there? Finally gets one to fall through 6 attempts.
Conley against Beverly. Conley's shot is off. LA's gone 0 of 2 from deep here to the inside. Leonard, it drops for his 2nd made shot of this game. An unimpressive 2 of 7, though.
Gets one to fall, but only his 2nd make in the first 7 attempts.
And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Jazz. Pass to Gobert. Back to Mitchell. Passes it to Conley. Jazz passing it around. Shoots it. No good off the back of the rim.
Can't fault the play call. Even though he couldn't convert, that's a good shot.
And stolen by Bogdanovich. Poked loose. Outside Conley. Outside Bogdanovich. Gobert down low. Defended by Ibaka. Leonard against Conley. Outside Bogdanovich. Trying to end the drought. He is hauled in by Los Angeles. Ibaka's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Leonard kicks to Morris. Pass to Ibaka. Uncovered. Utah with the rebound.
Rare for him to get a wide open shot from mid-range and fail to connect.
Now Conley still looking for his first bucket in this one. On baseline, Jay tries again. Good work defensively by Morris. The Clippers in the lead. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity.
It's amazing everything Leonard gives you, including the eyes to find the open man.
Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against the Warriors. Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
Williams is checked in for the Clippers. You know, these are the guys you need to be aware of if you don't want your pocket picked. Here are last season's steals leaders. Paul George on top.
There were so many nights when he controlled the game through his defense. Not a surprise to see him ranked at the top.
Here's Bogdanovich, fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
And that's what he's looking for. After 3 straight misses, finally finds the mark.
And in a league obsessed with shooting, easy to see why Bojan Bogdanovich has solidified himself as a key player.
I mean, over 40% from long range in recent years. He competes defensively. He's a player.
Find the lane. Find the lane. One shot.
Free throw good, Bogdanovich. Opening day, Steve, for some teams it's a fresh start, and for others it's the first step towards settling unfinished business, taking care of what they didn't do the previous season.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. I think those teams that came very close to maybe winning the championship or being there, those are the guys that are hungry, and those are the organization. They are chomping at the bit to start the season.
Here is Conley. Paul George making his last shot. Conley dishes to Mitchell. Bogdanovich against Morris. And it's sent back by George.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. They're definitely.
He went high.
That was nice. And hustle paying off there for George in the open court. Gets up court in a flash and finishes before the D can even react.
Now here's Gobert. Real disappointing game for him in that loss to Oklahoma City. And there's the call on Lou Williams. That is his first foul of the game. So it's the Jazz now. It's a 5-point game. Here's Gobert. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, if you ask Rudy Gobert, he's not focused on his individual matchup. His job is to anchor the entire defense. For him, it is a team game.
And for big men like Gobert, their impact felt by every offensive player on the floor, not just the man he's guarding.
Kevin, he's an elite shot blocker, but it's also the shots he alters. His presence alone creates doubt in the mind of shooters.
The first free throw is good.
Growing before our eyes, the confidence of Gobert, comfortable doing a little of everything now.
And Gobert drops them both.
They may not get the spotlight, but the Utah Jazz are one of the best run teams in the NBA. They're run as a legacy trust. That means every dime of profit goes back into the team.
Ibaka, no one.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
O'Neal passes to Conley. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. On the pass to George. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. And that's 10 points for Paul George. Steve, you were talking about the reinvestment for the Jazz. An upgraded arena, new practice facility.
Necessary moves, you know this, to stay competitive. The Jazz fans love their team, and they're showing that commitment in return.
And Gobert gets to Conley. Just 4 to shoot. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
Really enjoy watching Conley take it all the way. Defense can't match it with his blinding speed.
Outside, George. George double teamed out to the right wing. Ibaka against Gobert. Now here's George. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Warriors in San Francisco. Pass to Bogdanovic. Here's Gobert, and the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
See, this is where the better conditioning comes in. Rudy Gobert able to stay active.
George with the ball. Now defended by Mitchell. That doesn't go either for George. Utah trailing here. O'Neal with it. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. Right side, Bogdanovic. Back to Conley. Over Williams. Here's Gobert. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Here's George. Gobert with the block.
You gotta keep your head on a swivel when you go up against Rudy Gobert.
O'Neal gets to Conley. He feeds it to Gobert. Out to Conley from outside the arc. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
And he's not gonna miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Passes it to Leonard. Over O'Neal. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Williams. Leonard's got 6 points.
You know, there's a rhythm to Leonard's game, but also an awareness. Just takes what the defense allows.
And here is Conley. Fires for three. And no good on the last second attempt this time. Tie game in Utah. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break.
Bay ka pa? Sakit? Gatan na ganyan.
Rudy Gobert talks about his expectations for the team.
Every year I want to keep getting better, and you know, people didn't really believe in our team a few years ago. They were kind of, you know, laughing at us. When I say I want to win a championship, people are laughing. I believe that we're going to win a championship.
Well, and as a competitor, this is what you should be thinking, Greg. You should be talking about winning a title.
For sure. I mean, it'll take a lot of work, but Gobert sounds like he's up for the challenge of proving the doubters wrong.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. Guys, from what we've been watching with the Jazz, what are you guys seeing out there?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
You can do everything else right, but if you fail to take care of the defensive glass, you're killing your chances.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at Los Angeles. The two stars, George and Leonard, fill up the forward slots. Williams is out there with Kennard, and it's Ibaka in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Let's go down to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Lou Williams won Sixth Man of the Year for the third time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench, maybe they should just name this award after him. Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company. There are certain players, as we know, who can really back you up and get you on your heels, and then they hit the brakes and they hit you with a pull-up jumper. They're very tough to defend.
Kevin, you said it best. Being able to hit the brakes and stop on a dime, I think is James Harden, Steph Curry, C.J. McCollum, Kyrie Irving. Those are some of those names where guys can go in fast pace, fast motion, then stop and pull up and be on balance and knock down the shot.
Here's Kennard. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Jazz trail by 5. Moutier looking around. Pass to Clarkson. Back to Moutier. From the arc. Another miss by Utah. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. High-point lead, the biggest of the game. Leonard. Gobert with the block. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. George up top. He's covered by Clarkson. On the clock. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
And you know, Clarkson entering the league as a second-round pick, a little unsung for most of his career, but always seems to find a way to contribute.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Shoot 2.
And the first one drops. both good from the line that time.
We've seen him put a lot of pressure on the defense and then cash in at the line.
Clarkson against George. Second chance effort, and Ibaka with the lead. Ibaka's got the lead up to 5 now for Los Angeles.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the backboard.
Now, here's Clarkson. He's guarded closely. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
All right, a chance to look at the numbers for Ingles. He had a strong showing last season. Averaged about 12 points a game, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
He's not trying to take over necessarily. He's just taking what the defense allows and contributing to the calls.
And the first one at the line is good.
He's in attack mode, drawing contact now, getting to the line, something he didn't do at all in the first quarter.
And both free throws good for Clarkson.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
Jazz trailed by 5. The pass to Ingles. Now, here's Clarkson, defended by George. Another miss by Utah. Clippers have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game. Good, Paul George. Steve, let me ask you what's better for a young player's development. Being on a worse team getting more minutes or being on a good team and getting fewer minutes?
You know, I think always getting a chance, Kevin, to play minutes is best for a younger guy. But if it's hurting the team, you don't want to see the coaching staff playing these younger guys just to get the one guy ready. I think you still have to think about the team. You have to have guys earn minutes, whether they're a rookie, whether they're a veteran or not, and I think that's better for young teams.
Bogdanovich against Leonard. Pass to Ingles. Shoots. Solid as a rock from 20 feet away. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Moutier against Williams. Makes it off the glass. Williams has got 4 points in the quarter.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Moutier pass to Gobert. Back to Moutier. Pulls it up. Good on that shot. With that, the Los Angeles lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Clarkson.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Now here's Williams. And that one drops. Williams has got 6.
I like this choice by Lou. Could try to take it to the rack, but sees he has the easy floater over the top.
Ingles passes to Bogdanovich, and it's sent back by Leonard. Second shot opportunity.
They keep calling his number, which is partly how they dug this hole.
Here's Kennard. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Kennard's got the lead up to 9 now for the Clippers. Moutier kicks to Clarkson. finds the hole for the second time from the floor. Now 2 for 5.
And there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
George passes to Ibaka. Here's Kennard. Pass to George. Shoots from 12. Here's Ibaka, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Ibaka's got his second bucket.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Mudiay finds Gobert. Back to Mudiay. Pass to Bogdanovic. Fires the 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. He's got 6.
And you just have to admire that aggressive nature of Bogdanovic. He's just itching to pull the trigger as soon as the ball hits his hand.
And it's Leonard missing.
And the truth is, this league would have been much bigger had he shot better.
Well, while we have a second, let's show you the list of players who put up the most points last year. Second is Paul George.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Clarkson and the Clippers making a change here. Zubac is checked in. Good on the second, so he makes them both. Here's Williams. 6 points for him. The dish to Leonard. Over Bogdanovic. And it's Leonard missing.
You know, we talk a lot about scoring efficiency. He's displaying the exact opposite. A defense unto himself. Rudy Gobert, regarded by his team as the Utah Jazz version, Bill Russell.
Here's Clarkson, and that one is stuffed right through.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
This is a close-knit group. They feed off one another's energy.
And Smitty, the standing reach of Gobert, 9'7". He's around the rim before he leaves his feet.
Yes, Kevin, the most efficient shots in basketball are dunks and layups, and he makes them hard to come by. This is what you do when your opponents try to take away the 3 and the painted area.
Leonard on the wing. Again, Leonard missing. And it's Mudiay with the ball. He brings it up for the Utah Jazz. Trailing by 2. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. Williams against Mudiay. Williams looking around. Greg, I'm just so impressed with the level of finesse, craftiness that Lou Williams always plays with.
And Kevin, you don't stay a perennial 6th Man of the Year candidate at Williams' age without having more than a few tricks up your sleeve. He's so good in tight spaces and can find a way to get a shot up where others just have to kick it out.
lately we're seeing more deep three-pointers than ever before. Think you could step out to that 35-foot mark?
Hey, Kevin, I can step out there, but the question is, could I make them at a high percentage? And that's what's so beautiful now. You're seeing these guys step out further and further, but their percentage is higher and higher than it would be from others in my area shooting 35-footers. This is fantastic, but I do not want to see a 4-point line.
Mitchell against Jackson, kept alive, and slam dunk by Gobert.
Gobert is a high percentage shooter from the interior, especially when he's dropping the hammer.
Gobert with the block, but they get it back. Williams kicks to Jackson. Williams against Mitchell. Zubac controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Here's Clarkson, fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up.
He's hot this quarter, getting the shots he wants, and he's delivering.
The Jazz have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Williams.
What's up?
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1.
There's a built-in respect for coaches who played in the NBA. The Jazz, Quinn Snyder, never made it that far. But as a point guard, he helped Duke make 3 Final Four appearances.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. Smitty Snyder, also an All-American in high school, 2-time Washington State Basketball Player of the Year in high school.
Led Mercer Island to a state title, and then experienced coaching in college, the G League, and abroad. He's a lifer, and he's been around the game far and wide.
For Clarkson, how he performed last season. He averaged about 17 points a game last year, 3 rebounds and 2 assists. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Because he gives you someone to build your offense around. You can count on his nightly production. I mean, those huge hands of Kawhi Leonard give him great control of the ball. Very sparing with his turnovers.
The Clippers have made the most out of their opportunities at the line. They have yet to miss in 7 attempts.
And being able to score at all 3 levels has made the game easy. With his strength and his turnaround jumper, he can get his shot off with ease.
Leonard hits them both.
You know, when you look at the MVP race each year, most of the candidates were drafted in the top 5, but somehow Kawhi lasted to number 15.
Now, here's Clarkson. 9-point game his last outing. Shoots from 14, reverses, and it's finished off inside by Gobert. Gobert's got 4 points in the quarter. A lot of give and take between these sides early.
And both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
Here's Jackson. He had stolen by Ingles. And now Utah, fast break. Here's Mitchell. Oh, and the dunk by Mitchell.
I got a feeling Donovan Mitchell will be watching this highlight over and over and over.
Now Beverly He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Warriors in San Francisco.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
And it's Mitchell missing. Clippers trail by 3. Morris outside. Now here's Zubac to the middle. Here's Jackson, and the dunk by Jackson.
A decisive finish for Reggie Jackson at the rim.
So the Jazz, their last game, a loss to Oklahoma City. Mitchell with it, guarded now by Jackson. The Jazz again can't hit it. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. And finished off by Leonard.
The power, the length, the ability to finish. Leonard dominant in that painted area.
Mitchell with it. He has 6. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Davis is checked in for the Jazz. Mike Conley comes in for Clarkson. Jackson against Conley. Jackson with the bounce pass. From 13, Utah with the rebound. O'Neal's got his 4th rebound in this one. Conley, the pass to Ingles. Conley dishes to Davis. Nice ball movement by Utah. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And his teammates call him old man, say he looks like a 40-year-old farmer. But Joe Ingles, Smitty, much more than meets the eye.
You know what, Kevin? He's a star in his role. He's gotten better and better. He's a guy who can impact winning on a nightly basis.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw drops for Ingles.
And what we're seeing lately from Ingles, he's a two-way threat, has the size, length, and instincts to affect both ends of the floor.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. The Clippers trail. And here's Jackson. He had 16 points in the win against the Warriors in San Francisco. Feeds to Leonard. Clock at 6. Yep, that one goes. Leonard's got 16.
This has been a tremendous quarter for him. Everything he puts up now looks like it's going in.
35 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Mitchell. Rebounded by Jackson. And for the Clippers, they're shooting 48% of their attempts here in quarter number 2. Morris kicks to Leonard. Leonard draws the double. The pass to Zubac. Ingles against Jackson. Over Ingles. Jackson misses. Conley surveying the D. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him.
An all-defensive first-teamer. Beverly once again getting up into his man and locking him down.
Kawhi Leonard has been on display for Los Angeles. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, what concerns you most about the first half?
Well, I think the tempo is in their favor right now. They're fast, and they're getting up and down the floor. So they're running out in transition.
Got to beat him to the punch. Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. If you look at the second quarter scoring, they had a small edge. They really hung tough as we got close to halftime. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, they've been rewarded for dumping the ball inside, keeping the defense honest. You have to mix it up. A little bit outside, a little bit inside. Now that separates teams.
And Shaq, how do you think the Jazz were playing?
You know, they haven't shot the ball very well. Not nearly enough quality looks. Right now, this game can easily come down to shot selection and how they run their offense. They need to keep the ball moving and generate better looks.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side, my brother.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. The Clippers in the lead. Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. Gobert is out there with Bogdanovich. And it's O'Neal in at the small forward position. That's the group starting the second half for Quinn Snyder.
I love the patience Beverly has developed with the ball in his hands. Terrific find.
Conley against Beverly. Pass to Gobert. Outside Conley. Passes it to Bogdanovich. 5 on the clock. Pulls up. Conley's shot is off. Los Angeles leading by 3. Pass to Leonard. Offensive rebound. And they convert it last on attempt number 3. Leonard's got 4 points in the quarter. Conley against Beverly. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Last season, Mike Conley became the Grizzlies' all-time leader in points scored. He was already first in assists, steals, and three-pointers.
And Smitty, when it's all said and done, Mike Conley's jersey has to go in the Memphis Raptors.
Absolutely. Over a decade in a Grizzlies uniform, he helped lead them to the best years in franchise history.
Free throw good. Conley. Greg, some folks suspected Conley might be moved when Memphis had a shot at drafting John Morant. Right before the draft, that deal took place.
I tell you what, he looks to be a great fit in Utah. Can be that third star the team needs to push them to the next level. Utah had to give up a fair sum to get him, but it was worth the risk.
And so Mike Conley nails both of them.
It's so good to see Mike Conley out there. After all the injuries, I just love how the offense runs with him at the helm.
Now here's Beverly. Morris right side. Ibaka finds George. George double teamed. Outside Leonard. On deep. Another miss by Leonard. Jazz trail by 3. In the corner, O'Neal with it. Back to Conley. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Bogdanovich passes to Mitchell. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Beverly's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Inside, here's Morris, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
That's some physical defense against Morris, who attacks with one of his many moves, and we'll just see what he does here at the line.
This is his first free throw of the game.
A year ago, he had an 84% success rate on his foul shots, so he was a guy they were always happy to see at the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
knocks down the first one.
And a guy who's bounced around the league a little. Surprising, given that Morris is a solid shooter and a pretty good defender and rebounder.
And Morris drops them both. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Conley dishes to Mitchell. Looking to end his cold spell, and it's sent back by George.
Ooh, they've come out ice cold to start this half. 3 misses and as many attempts.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Conley with it. George picks him up. Conley kicks to Mitchell. Shot clock at 5. Over Leonard. The Jazz again can't hit it.
Missed 4 straight shots now. At one point, do you have to call a timeout and regroup?
And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
A 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Kawhi Leonard last season averaged 27 points a game. That's what you call a two-way player.
What's up?
Free throw drops for Leonard. And a career high in scoring last season for the great Kawhi Leonard.
Kevin, he maintained his elite efficiency. Kawhi Leonard's growth as a scorer has been remarkable over the course of his career.
Now here's Conley. He's got 7. Another shot. And Gobert with the lay-in. Gobert's got 12 in the game.
Salvage the possession. He's a terrific offensive rebounder.
And there's the pass to Ibaka. Now here is George. Good for basket number 7 tonight on a not so unlucky 13 shots.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Let him decide whether to shoot it, whether to pass it. He's your catalyst right now.
Now here's Bogdanovich. 6 points for him. Here's Mitchell. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. The offensive rebound, George. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Beverly against Conley. Mitchell outside. Stolen by George. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Beverly. Beverly's got his 3rd assist on the night. Here's Conley. He has 7. Mitchell outside. He dishes it to Bogdanovich. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Jacks up a 3. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Now George. He's got 17. Outside Leonard. Now here is Morris. Back to Leonard. No good. O'Neal with the defensive effort. Jazz trail by 10. On the wing, Mitchell. Defended by Beverly. And Bogdanovich kicks to O'Neal. Trying to get something going. Utah getting another chance here. Gobert can't hit.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That'll be his second foul of the game. Moutier, he's checked in for the Jazz. And then for Los Angeles, Luke Kennard comes in for Morris, and it's Williams in for Patrick Beverley. Right wing. Ibaka right side. 6 to shoot. George, that's a two-pointer. And again, no good by the Clippers.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Conley against Williams. Outside Conley. Pass to Bogdanovich. Fires the three. Drains the three-pointer. Bogdanovich has got 9 points.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that guy when he's shooting it from deep. Bogdanovich looks good every time it leaves his hands.
Now here's Williams. He's got 8. Ibaka, the pass to Leonard. It's good. Leonard's got 25 points.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
And the Jazz call time here. And in recent seasons, we've seen Serge Ibaka involved in some extracurriculars. He can get a little chippy out there.
Yes, indeed. Last season, he had a 3-game suspension. Penalties can escalate for repeat offenders, something he's got to be aware of.
The Jazz. Joe Ingles comes in for Royce O'Neal, and it's Clarkson in for Mike Conley. Passes to Clarkson. Moutier with the ball. Back to Clarkson. Down low. Here's Gobert. Good work defensively by Ibaka.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Here's Leonard. Count it. And now it's an 11-point Clipper lead.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during a season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency. But players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. And some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you. Jazz trail by 13. And here's Moutier. Here's Clarkson. The basket good off the assist from Moutier. Moutier's got his 3rd assist on the night. Clippers have gone better than 53% to the floor since halftime, shooting 8 of 15. Bounce pass from Williams. Here's Leonard. Bogdanovich grabs the miss. Utah has gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the 3rd quarter. Clarkson on the wing. He's got 18. Here's Gobert. It's rebounded by Lou Williams. Clippers leading by 10. To the paint. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Well, we know Leonard's an elite two-way machine, but there he shows us the artistry.
And so Clarkson will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Got a piece of it. Taken away by Williams. And now the Clippers on the break. Shot's good by Kennard. Kennard's got his second basket of the night.
Lightning speed. Lou picks the ball clean. Gets it up ahead. That's a nice play.
And the Jazz call time here.
Lou Williams has been a weapon off the bench for so long, and he has won Sixth Man of the Year multiple times.
Jazz with some changes. Davis has checked in for Rudy Gobert, and it's Conley in for Moutier. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Jackson's checked in. And for Lou Williams, he is just instant offense when you bring him Smitty into the game.
And a lot of that is just his mindset. Lou Williams, once he's checked in, he is attacking at every given opportunity. Not everyone can be successful off the bench, but Lou Williams has made a career of it.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Clarkson passes to Davis. He kicks it to Conley. And the rejection by Ibaka.
And that's how you do it. Ibaka still able to surprise people very quick off the floor.
For them in rebounding after that one. Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Jazz trail by 18. .141 left in the third quarter of the game. Conley against Jackson, and they get it. Basket good. And it's 9 points for Conley.
What about the handles of Mike Conley just straight up toying with the D?
Ingles against Jackson. Dishes it to Williams. A floater was shot off that time. Now the Jazz take it the other way. Takes the 13-footer. Ingles can't get it to go.
I'm not sure the defense affected that shot. That was just a blown gimme.
Outside Williams. To Ibaka, tries it from 19. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. Williams has got assist number 5 here tonight. Utah has gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Conley against Jackson. Poked loose, stolen by Jackson. Now the Clippers moving it up. And finished off by Leonard.
Jackson, great anticipation on the steal, then quickly gets them out in transition.
Jazz trail by 20. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Conley against Jackson. Davis. Great that time from Leonard.
Well, he's put up zeros for an entire quarter. Not the way you try to get back into this ball game.
And it's in there.
You have to give it up for Kawhi right now. He is wearing out the defense.
Here's Conley. From deep three-point range, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Los Angeles on top, just dominating this one. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Kennard. Then there's Jackson. Then it's Williams. And it's Zubac in at the 5 spot. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
And now Davis pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Kicks it to Clarkson. Leonard brings the double team to the wing on the left. No one near Conley as he lets it go. Hits the 3 from the wing.
That's his second three-pointer of the night. 1 in each half. Trying to keep the defense honest.
Outside Leonard launches a 3. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists now in this one.
Down the stretch. This is when they need him the most, and he is delivering.
Now here's Conley. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Pass to Clarkson. Just 5 on the clock. From downtown, it's good from long range. Clarkson's got 21 in the game.
And that's his second triple of the game. Hadn't hit any in the first half. Maybe they made an adjustment at the break.
Good, nice job down low. 10 points for Lou Williams.
And a nice spark for their offense here in the second half. Now above 50% for the game.
There's the pass to Clarkson. Conley against Jackson. And it's off from 3-point range. And they're running. Bogdanovich grabs the miss. Bogdanovich has got 6 rebounds in the game. Conley dishes to Bogdanovich. Back to Conley. Steve, for players, success brings so many opportunities, but sometimes glitz and the glamour and the lifestyle get in the way of success on the basketball court.
You know it does, Kevin. A lot of these guys have a lot of things going off the court, and you want to encourage that. It's just when anything off the court starts to affect on the court, then it becomes a problem. Some guys can handle it from the beginning. Others need to mature before they can find that balance.
Here's Leonard. Michael Conley making his last shot. Cans it from downtown.
This is why you love to run the offense through Leonard. Have to play him to score. That opens up passing lanes.
Now Conley. Davis looking for an opening. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Count it. Good. Clarkson's got 23. Clippers leading by 20. Outside Jackson. Bogdanovich grabs the miss. Bogdanovich has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Clarkson. The Clippers grab the miss. Pushing it up from the high post. They grab their own miss. Basket counts. Leonard's got 40 points.
With hands wider than the dimensions of the basketball, Kawhi able to control it with ease.
Clarkson passes to Conley. That shot no good. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Williams with a clean look and another 3 for the Clippers.
Smooth shooting motion from distance. Williams making it look easy.
Utah has gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Utah calls timeout. Well, Ivica Zubac may not block a lot of shots, but Smitty, he is still a solid defender.
What Zubac does is a great job of challenging players at the rim and provides great help from the weak side. He does rack up a lot of defensive fouls, but hopefully that decreases with time.
teams will make substitutions. Pass to Tucker. Here's Niang. Back to Tucker. NBA gets headlines daily. You know it does, Smitty, around the calendar. There's no off season, but does the added scrutiny put more pressure, you think, on the players?
Yeah, I think it does. I think now you look at it, everybody wants to see what you're doing in the off season. And 24/7, you look at it right now, everybody has a camera phone and everybody is looking for the stars, what they're doing off the court.
So it's the Jazz now. The Clippers getting the bucket.
One of the cases where height fails to tell you the whole story.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. Shamet kicks to Zubac. Passes it to Kennard. From 12 feet out, again the Clippers.
Adding to this lead, he's been dependable and consistent at the offensive end.
Moutier pass to Bradley. Here's Tucker. Now here's Moutier. Bradley trying to break free. Moutier, no good.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Paul George is checked in for Los Angeles. And he makes both free throws. Well, we know, Steve, the NBA looking at lowering the draft eligibility age from 19 to 18. The one-and-dones would be gone. You like the move?
I do like the move, Kevin. I would just love to have a lot of things in place for these younger guys, whether they're 18, 19, some guys at 25. Just something in place to help these guys, especially some of the things they're having problems with off the court and also financially. Have some kind of third eye to be able to help these guys.
And this is where the G League comes into play, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Now, here's Moutier. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Here's Niang. The basket good off the assist from Moutier. Moutier's got 5 assists in the game. For Los Angeles, they've gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. And some solid looks for them. Patterson finds George. From the stripe. And Davis pulls it down.
It's a shot you would think he would make, but he just doesn't make it all the time.
Tucker with the ball. Tries from 10. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Outside, George. There's the triple. That shot missing. And Utah the other way now. To the inside. And stolen by Patterson. Here's Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Turning defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there.
Davis dishes to Moutier. Some solid defense there from Jackson. LA's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth. Pass to Shamet. In the corner, it's Patterson. Zubac with it. He's guarded by Davis. Zubac kicks to Patterson. Hits the three-point bomb.
Not a lot of forwards in the league are as comfortable from range as Patterson is.
Jackson against Moutier. And the pass to Bradley. Well, we see these sponsorship patches on these uniforms now, Steve. This is the third and final year of the test run. I think it's here to stay. What do you think?
I do too. I think the numbers have also coincided that it's here to stay. I think also the revenue. I think people love it, and I think the sponsorship helps.
Here's Niang. It's Bradley on the wing. And the rejection by Zubac. The Jazz making a switch here. Williams-Goss is checked in, and the Clippers with a change here too. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Zubac. Los Angeles has gone to three-point range for 12 of their points in the final quarter on 4 of 5 shooting. Here's Williams-Goss, guarded by Jackson. And here's Bradley. Pass to Williams-Goss. Knocked loose. Now Shamet. Steve, you know, there is some hostility we're finding between the media, some teams and players, boycotting of certain journalists. Coach Steve Kerr said it's a dangerous situation. What's your view?
You know, I think it is from a standpoint of from a players and organization with the media, but I think also the media, somebody's going to have to police those guys as well. We got to have it where we're both on the same team. You might not agree, but you got to be on the same team.
I agree. That free throw, no good. He hits the second from the line. Utah has gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Now here's Tucker. He's covered by Shamet. Some solid defense there from Jackson. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Los Angeles. Here's George. Little turnaround, and it's Bradley with the rebound.
Unusual for him, just a lack of concentration. Fails to finish the play.
Niang passes to Bradley. Over Jackson. And Bradley gets it to go.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
There's 1:47 left in the fourth quarter. And George with the stuff.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
Here's Williams-Goss. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
At the end of the day, when the ball goes up, there's no substitute for effort.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Clippers.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Leonard.
Throughout the night, he was their catalyst at the offensive end. Play after play was run through him with great success.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
And guess what? It's going to be a fun flight home
Total team effort. Big win on the road.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Now, here's George. Tight defense on him. Can't connect from 13 feet out. Utah with the ball. Williams-Goss the pass to Tucker. Outside Bradley. Here's Williams-Goss. Another miss by Utah. So the Clippers winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Paul, obviously your team is built on defense. It seems like that's a big part of this team's identity.
I mean, we take pride in our defense. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we hang our hats on is, you know, locking down when it counts. And we stayed together and pulled this one out.
Great team effort tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Steve Smith, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. See you later. Two explosive backcourts. When you were playing, who was the toughest guard that you found to defend?
Well, I would start off with a guy named Allen Iverson. And the reason that I start with that, the reason I start with Kevin is I just saw the back of the jersey all the time, so I remember Iverson clear as day. But if I went deeper, I would tell you guarding the Hall of Famer Mitch Richmond at the time when he was playing for the Sacramento Kings, they would run an offensive set, much like for Reggie Miller, multiple screens by a bunch of guys who were big and strong. That was not good for me to try to fight through those kind of screens. But if you gave Mitch Richmond 8 inches, 2 points.
And Richmond was strong and had bulk to his body.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me,
Yeah,
Kevin.
I can see the bruises. Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Morris is out there with Ibaka. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the shooting guard position. A three-pointer is right on target.
And you just have to admire that aggressive nature of Bogdanović. He's just itching to pull the trigger as soon as the ball hits his hand.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, earlier I spoke with Quinn Snyder. Asked about the key, Coach said, dealing with Paul George. He's able to affect the game in so many ways. Kevin, they have scouted this game closely and scouted PG-13 even closer.
Thank you, David.
He was wide open, but just to make sure, he put a little fade on that jumper.
Bogdanović, 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And Bogdanović clever at finding ways to get to the line. Love seeing the aggression come out here with the defense.
The Jazz shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls.
And Bogdanović is a confident, efficient player, a guy who can play either the 2 or 3 spots on the floor.
And so Bogdanović nails both of them.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
Beverley against O'Neal. And the call on the shot sends him to the line. And Brent, as you know, there aren't many players that can set a tone for a team, but Patrick Beverley is one of them.
Patrick Beverley always embraces that role about setting the tone defensively on an opposing team's point guard, making sure that tonight, if you're going to beat the team that Pat Beverley plays on, you're going to have to go through them.
That's good from Beverley.
I think Patrick Beverley, for the entirety of his NBA career, is really going to embrace the role of being the villain. Has no problem with it whatsoever.
That one misses. And it's Utah's ball. Last time they met was in Los Angeles, where they beat the Clippers.
Remarkable consistency from deep. You can't count on that every game, especially on the road.
Yeah, the interesting part was they kept firing away in that game, but the defense didn't make much of an adjustment.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rag. And where's the help defensively?
Are you asking me, GA? I'm not sure.
Now here is Conley. Last game we saw him score 13. Mitchell looking it over. Outside Conley. The Jazz with another miss. Clippers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Morris right side. Over Mitchell. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Jazz have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Nine feet out, and it's off the back rim. No good.
Still searching out their offensive game right now. 1 of 5 from the field to start this one.
Beverley, the pass to Ibaka. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverley trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
At the top of the key, Gobert. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. He gets it in there.
Well, if you're giving up that much height, the only thing that you can do as a defender is to foul him.
George against Mitchell. Kicks it out to Leonard. Gobert against Ibaka. Now here's Beverley. He's guarded closely. It's Gobert with the ball for the Utah Jazz. Conley feeling it out. Now O'Neal. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Shot clock at 6. Conley dishes to Mitchell. Over George. Here's Gobert. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
Now here's Leonard. 23 points for him the last game against Golden State. Passes it to George. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. With the break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebound. Fourth, Rudy Gobert.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
Outside Conley. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Fires from 14. Gobert. It's good on the putback.
And those are exactly the kinds of plays that can spark a team. Just solid work down in the paint.
Beverley against O'Neal. Here's the floater. And that one's good. Beverley's got 5 now.
Yeah, Beverley doing a good job of reading not just his defender, but the secondary defender in that pick and roll.
And here's Gobert. Had had a tough time getting going against the Thunder. He was a non-factor in that game. Conley inside the line. He squares up and sinks it.
And never one to force the issue. Conley smoothly knocks that down.
Beverly the pass to Ibaka. He kicks to Leonard. Mitchell against George. Leonard on the wing. Rebounded by the Jazz.
Maybe a time to rest him right now. Just give him a bit of a breather. Try to help him get back on track.
Conley's shot is off.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
And Beverly kicks to Ibaka. Beverly dishes to Morris. The three from George. The putback, and Ibaka is right there.
Yeah, and the ability to generate points off offensive rebounds, something Ibaka did a lot earlier in his career before he started spending so much time on the perimeter.
Now here's Conley. Over Beverly. Another miss by Conley.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started. One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight, Kevin. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Pass to Mitchell. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Conley against Beverly. Offensive rebound. Here's Gobert. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field. LA's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. The pass to Leonard. Over O'Neal. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Well, he's a guy they count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
Pass to Bogdanovich, and it's a defensive 3-second violation. Opening night, Brent, always exciting. Technically, every team is undefeated with a lot of hope.
You're just fired up. I mean,
I am fired
the
up.
NBA never stops, Kevin. We know this, right?
Isn't it great, though? I'm so glad it doesn't stop.
Well, the offseason is just absolutely ridiculously
so
exciting.
So fun.
So much movement and hope for franchises that, you know, have struggled for a long time. And here we go. Hope springs eternal. It's opening night.
The Jazz making a switch here. Clarkson's checked in. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Williams is checked in. Here's Gobert. 6 points for him. 5 to shoot. They get it again. A nice shot by Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich has got 8 points.
And Bogdanovich, a talented scorer, likes getting involved down low.
Leonard against O'Neal. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
The Clippers have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Utah. Free throw drops for Leonard.
Well, we've seen it. We've seen Kawhi Leonard mature and improve right before our very eyes. But one area where he was already pretty good was coming in at the free throw line.
Now here's Gobert. That's tipped. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Here is Conley. Passes it to Clarkson. This one for 3. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
I'd like to see more of that from Clarkson. Just get more consistent from the 3-point line. steps up and knocks that one down.
Leonard on the wing, Ingles covering, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. Utah called for the foul. Los Angeles shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. And the first one drops. So he gets them both. Now here's Conley. Has to Gobert, kicks it to Clarkson. And there's the call on Lou Williams. That is his first foul of the game. The pass to Conley. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Ingles. From deep.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, but he's just really struggling this quarter.
And here's Leonard from 3. Bogdanovich grabs the miss.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
Here's Clarkson. He doesn't hit that one. Excellent D there from George. Left side, Leonard. Over Ingles. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Not his best night from the field, but looking for other ways and finding them so he can chip in.
George against Clarkson. Outside, Bogdanovich. Conley with a wide open look. Good on the 3-point shot. Conley's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, not a good start for him offensively. Just 2 of 8 from the field, but his confidence has not waned.
Outside, George. Pass to Ibaka. We've got 1:13 left here in the opening quarter. Utah's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. It's stolen by Ibaka. Williams against Conley. Shots good by Williams. And the Clippers lead by 1.
He's such a dynamic scorer, inside, outside. It really doesn't matter. Lou Williams is a huge threat to score, especially coming off the bench.
Now here is Conley. 5 points in the game. Bogdanovich. It's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
George against Clarkson. 6 to shoot, and stolen by Bogdanovich. The finish. Hammers it down off the coast-to-coast break.
Yeah, the length and height of Bogdanovich is impressive. Outstanding at slamming it down there when he got the chance.
George with the ball. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Golden State.
His passing, another high point in that game. He made sure it wasn't all about him. He wanted to get his teammates involved.
1 second left. Nice jump shot. Good. He has 7.
Well, his range goes out a lot further, but didn't need to on that possession.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Utah out in front, up by 1. Live from Vivint Smart Home Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. Now a veteran in the NBA, Serge Ibaka, talked about his role on this team.
I like to do all those little things, running up and down, blocking shot, and straight the floor, making open shot, you know, rolling the basket. screen, those dirty work. I like to do that.
And Ibaka, Greg, a great complimentary player.
And you like his combination of size and skill, able to impact the game at both ends on a high level.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And the guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Working the offensive glass that sometimes comes from predictable shots from your offense, and they've been opportunistic here.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, the two stars, George and Leonard, fill up the forward slot. Kennard is out there with Williams, and it's Zubac in at the 5. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, coming into the 2017 draft, Donovan Mitchell wasn't sure he was ready for the NBA. Mitchell said, I worked out in the summer with Paul George and Chris Paul, and they were the ones who convinced me to keep my name in the draft. They said, look, you're good enough. Just go out there and show it. And Kevin, through a couple of seasons in Utah, that's exactly what Mitchell has done.
He has made an instant impact on the NBA and the Jazz. DA, thank you. And he's good on the second. There's a lot of talk, Brent, about eliminating divisions, something that's been discussed. I think that's going to happen.
I don't understand what the divisions are, do you?
No, we don't pay attention to the divisions.
We don't pay any attention to the divisions.
It's all about conference.
And we know that divisions end up helping in some ways with the playoff seedings, but it just seems strange today to have the divisions the way they are divided up. I think it helps when you're opening up a fish wrap in the morning if you check a traditional newspaper, but otherwise, there could be something that goes away soon.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And he can't get the first one. And the second free throw, good. Now, Moutier. Pass to Gobert. Now the dish to Clarkson. Williams with the block. They get it back. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Second chance shot, and he banks in the layup. Zubac has got his first basket of the night.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Clarkson passes to Gobert. Nice ball movement by Utah. Free throw line jump shot, and that one good from Clarkson. Clarkson's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, the more Clarkson plays in the pick and roll, it seems like he gets confidence, and the better he becomes. Tough cover for the D.
Here's Leonard. He trains the turnaround jump shot.
Well, looking into the gaps of the defense there, he's not going to miss many of those when he gets to that range.
Now, here's Clarkson. Defense is right there.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
Ingles dishes to Bogdanovich. He kicks to Clarkson. Back to Bogdanovich.
All
All right, a chance to check out stats for Kawhi Leonard. He's coming off an excellent season. He was around 26 points a game last year, 7 rebounds and 3 assists. And you look at the numbers he's been putting up, fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
2 shots.
Free throw good, Bogdanovich. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. The pass to George. Shoots over Clarkson. Nice spin off the left rim and in. George has got 9.
Yeah, that might have been sped up a little bit for Paul George. He knew the defense was there, and he let it rip a little sooner.
Moutier against Williams. And the rejection by Zubac. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession. Donovan Mitchell's checked in for Clarkson. Now about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball. Just 5 to shoot. Mitchell. The Jazz again can't hit it.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
And the Jazz with possession. The Clippers getting the bucket. Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
I mean, if the defender is going to play off like that, then you know what's going to happen. There are going to be points put on the board. Well, you might think at 6'3" in shoes, Donovan Mitchell is undersized for the shooting guard position. But his combination of strength and length, along with the athleticism, help him to hold his own.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
Free throw dropped for Mitchell. Greg, nowadays teams looking for +6 players. That's a player whose arm span exceeds their height by at least 6 inches.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell, how about a +9? I mean, a little over 6'1" in socks with a 6'10" wingspan. Those long arms, the reason for the Spider nickname.
Pass to Gobert. And the rejection by Zubac. Here's Mitchell. Tipped away.
Yeah, nice effort there in tracking down the long rebound.
For the finish, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Just a lightning bolt there in transition. No one can match up with Kawhi, especially at his position. That time they pay the price.
Now here's Moutier. No points in the game yet for him. And Gobert takes to Moutier. And another shot. And he sinks the layup. That's now 8 points for Rudy Gobert.
And a better box out saves them 2 points there.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound on the possession.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Most every team now, Brent, looking to run when they can run. Who's the most lethal big man in transition? They can get baseline to baseline in a hurry and make a difference at the other end.
Don't think I've seen any player do the type of things at his size and with his stride than Giannis. I just think there were eye-popping plays that